Good evening, pilgrims. I want to talk about this splendid Synchronicity box set by the Police. My relationship with the Police, they're the band that got me into music. I haven't really shown any interest. Just turned 14, early 79, and I heard Roxanne, that was it, and I was off. And from there I learned to play the guitar, joined bands, and basically it shaped the mould my life was poured into, for good or ill. Zenyatta Mondata is my favourite album. Driven to Tears is my favourite track. I love the consistency of sound on that record. And I think live during that period, after Zenyatta was released into late 80 into early 81, that's when they're at that peak live for me. They had such an incredible dynamic and this almost psychic relationship between them. They were working at a level few bands had touched. And I think, but by Ghost in the Machine, that relationship was starting to weaken somewhat. Even Andy Summers has said that. And by the time of this album, I think the band that I fell in love with was all but gone for me. So I've got a love-hate relationship with this album. I love it now, but at the time, not so much. And I think the idea that they were sort of becoming Sting's backing band, if you like, and a lot of that is borne out by what's on this box set. So let's have a look at it. Firstly, very easy to get open, which is not always the case, is it? You get a set of four art prints. After that, I'll waste the music we want. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we get the book. It's got an essay in it about the recording of the album and when it was released, etc. A lot of pics and stuff like that. Nothing we don't already know really in the text. Some interesting sort of memorabilia. This is the one I like, the page I like. It's all the different versions of the album. It's interesting because it says here, of one of them, 7 variants known. So they didn't know how many different types of sleeve they actually printed. I mean, I didn't know. I bought my copy, and it was just my copy. I didn't know that there was loads of different ones. I didn't know that till years later, I don't think. Well, you wouldn't, would you? You buy your copy and you don't look at it in the shop again. Anyway, okay, let's get to the music. The important bits. Okay, CD 1, the original album, but they've got Murder by Numbers stuck at the end. Now, look, this was a vinyl album. It was sequenced as a vinyl album. And if they were going to put Murder by Numbers on Synchronicity, it wouldn't have been stuck at the end. Shouldn't be on here, should be on with the extra tracks. And that's a minor quibble, but it's just annoying. Okay, there's CD 2. I'm not going to go through this with too much detail, otherwise we'd be here all night. CD 2, B-sides, bonus tracks. If you've got the message in the box, or you bought the stuff originally, and the Flexible Strategy CD, you're going to have most of this stuff on here. I mean, it starts with that Truth Hits Everybody remix from '83. Now, it's not a remix. They tried to re-record it. I think it was just before they started the Synchronicity tour. I don't know what they were trying to do with that song. It just doesn't work. It's awful, awful. Live stuff from the Omni Atlanta, and you think, why is that here? Well, it's just this. Most of the stuff on here was on the DVD, but it wasn't on the CD, so that's on here. You've got, oh yeah, and Every Bomb You Make, which is another version of Every Breath You Take with Every Bomb You Make. This is from Spitting Image, which was a satirical puppet show in the mid-80s in the UK, and obviously it's about the Cold War and the bomb and stuff like that. You listen to that once, you won't want to listen to it again. And the last 2 tracks are Walking in Your Footsteps and Tea in the Sahara. They're Stuart Copeland's derangements or remixes. Now, I don't normally like all that jiggery pokery, to be honest with you, but these sound really good. It's the same sort of stuff, it might even be the same stuff he put on his Everyone Stares film. Okay, right, now CD 3 and CD 4, that's where the meat of this box set is. Okay, it's all the demos and the alternate takes. So Sting did a demo of every song on Synchronicity apart from Walking in Your Footsteps, but we'll get to that. Now, the demos he recorded at Utopia Studios in October and November '82, just before they went to Montserrat. And all the demos, it's all there, what ends up on the album. You can hear it, there's not a lot of change, all right? Some the vocals are sung a bit different, the arrangement of the vocals a bit different, but it's all there. He knew exactly what he wanted with these songs. So there's no working these tracks out like they did with Driven to Tears, Bring on the Night, Walking on the Moon, you know, where they worked it out between them. The songs were different when they were brought into the room by Sting, and they completely rearranged them. But they're great, the demos, though. They're really good. They're very simple with a drum machine, but they are so good. I've seen people online commenting that they don't like the demos, and you're like, oh, why not? They are superb. They're really good. I mean, I've had this box set for about a month, and I've been listening to these two CDs a lot. And I've always wondered what Every Breath You Take would sound like without that guitar part. Andy Summers says it's the second half of the song. Well, it still sounds great. Still sounds like a #1 song. Tea in the Sahara, that's the odd one out. There's no vocal on the demo, and it's quite different from the finished track. Now I wonder whether that's the only song it looks like that they arranged in the studio. Maybe it doesn't say in the text, so it's a bit more busy on this demo, and maybe they are. I don't know whether Sting did it or they worked it out together. That arrangement, that sparse skeletal arrangement that's on the finished track, that works so well with it. And there's also a Murder by Numbers demo. Now I thought, well, how can there be a Murders by Numbers demo? Because we know the story. They're in Montserrat. They're sitting around after dinner. Andy Summers plays the chords. Sting says, "I've got lyrics for that." They record it immediately. Well, this is a completely different song. Okay, same lyric, different music completely. This is the one Sting new original song on this box set. I mean, it's quite light, and I can understand why he probably didn't want to use that as it was for the album, but that's the only new Sting song on here. Okay, what else have we got on it now? The Oh My God demo. Okay, so there's an Oh My God demo, an outtake, and another version of it, and they've all got this riff underneath it, and as soon as it comes in, you're listening to this riff, and it's like, you know that? It's the riff that's on Walking in Your Footsteps. So it seems like he's got to Montserrat with Oh My God, but then he's taken that riff, written Walking in Your Footsteps over the top of it, then gone back and written completely new music for Oh My God, the one that ends up on the album. Now, surely you want to hear about that, don't you? In the book, in the text. Let us know, why did he do that? Because we know most of the other stuff. No, there's nothing. There's nothing there about it at all. And there's nothing, because there's some notes down the side as well. There's nothing about it at all. It's, I guarantee the guy who's written the text in this probably not even listened to the music on these CDs. Or if he has, he doesn't know the songs well enough to hear what's going on. And it's really disappointing, because you want to know what went on there. When did he decide to change it, etc. But there you go, hey-ho. Mother. There's an alternate version. Now, I know a lot of people hate this song. I don't understand it. I think it's brilliant. It's funny. It's a very successful piece of music. This is an alternate version. The version that's on the album was actually the demo, the vocal demo. But he couldn't quite recapture what he had on that demo, so that's what's on the album. An alternate mix of Miss Grodenko. I think Miss Grodenko's the weakest track on the album, and I was always so disappointed with that. I mean, I'm a big fan of Stuart Copeland. His Clark Kent stuff. I think he's such an idiosyncratic musician. You know immediately when he starts playing something, whatever it is, bass guitar, it's him. And his songs have all got this sort of tone to them, haven't they? They've got his signature, if you like. But that's such a disappointing song. In fact, in some of this unreleased stuff, there's one of his demos called I'm Blind, which is a much better song, but they didn't even start it in Montserrat. They never went nowhere near it. Okay, so what else have we got on here? There's a Synchronicity 2 outtake live in the studio. That is brilliant. That's my favourite thing on this box set. It's got so much energy, and it's so exciting to hear it. It's just great. It really is brilliant. Favourite thing on here. Okay, what else? We've got that I'm Blind demo. Like I said, there's another instrumental from Stuart Copeland called Ragged Man, and there's Goodbye Tomorrow, which is Andy Summers' Someone to Talk To, but with a different top line and different lyrics. I'm glad he changed it, because Someone to Talk To is better. Then we've got another remix outtake of That Awful Truth Hits Everybody. Why? I mean, I don't know why they keep pushing that. Don't understand it. And the last two tracks are two covers of rock and roll songs, Three Steps to Heaven and Rock and Roll Music. Now, this is the sort of thing that millions of bands have done over the last 50 years, playing rock and roll covers without much conviction in a rehearsal room, and that's exactly what you've got here. I don't really know why they're on here. So that's those two CDs, CDs 3 and 4. That's where the meat of this box set is, and to be honest, they're the only two I've been listening to, because the last two CDs 5 and 6 are just another gig on the Synchronicity tour in Oakland, USA. So yeah, that's it. Brilliant. Is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it for CDs 3 and 4. All the demos and the outtakes. It's brilliant. It's definitely worth having. Right, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments whether you got this and what you think about it. Right, I'm going to leave you now with an acoustic version of Synchronicity 2 for your listening pleasure. Okay, see you next time. 1, 2, 3, 4.